the modern battlefield is changing. But some weapons prove their worth, decade after decade. In today's episode from Motor Authority Philippines, we take a closer look at a powerful yet compact weapon system still making an impact in 2025, the M72 LAW, also known as the light anti-tank weapon. It's lightweight, easy to carry, and deadly when needed. Designed in the 1960s, refined across generations, and still deployed today by militaries around the world including the armed forces of the Philippines. But how does a weapon over 60 years old remain relevant in the age of drone warfare, smart missiles, and AI-assisted combat? Let's take a deep dive. First, the basics. The M72 LAW is a portable, one-shot, disposable anti-tank weapon. A simple description, but this tube-shaped launcher is much more than meets the eye. When collapsed, it measures just over 2 feet long and weighs only around 2.5 kilograms. That makes it ideal for infantry to carry without compromising mobility, especially in the kind of mountainous and jungle terrain we have here in the Philippines. The launcher contains a 66mm rocket preloaded and sealed inside. When it's time to fire, the operator simply extends both ends of the launcher, aims using the built-in sights, and pulls the trigger. Within seconds, the rocket is gone, traveling at around 145 meters per second, with a maximum effective range of about 200 meters for moving targets and up to 500 meters for stationary ones. While it won't take out a modern main battle tank frontally, the M72 LAW remains extremely effective against light armored vehicles, fortified positions, and even enemy personnel hiding behind cover. Its high explosive anti-tank, or heat, warhead penetrates armor through a focused jet of molten metal, making it deadly in close quarters battles. Now, fast forward to 2025. Why are we still talking about this Cold War-era weapon? Because in asymmetric warfare, the law shines. For militaries like the Philippines, facing insurgency threats, terrorism, and non-conventional enemies, flexibility and affordability are critical. And the M72 delivers both. It's much cheaper than high-end systems like the Javelin or Spike, but still powerful enough to neutralize threats in most operational scenarios. Even in urban warfare, where enemies may be hidden in buildings, bunkers, or makeshift cover, the M72 LAW proves invaluable. Its low weight means soldiers can carry 2 or even 3 units each. Fire and discard it's simple, fast, and effective. And make no mistake, the M72 isn't stuck in the past. In recent years, Nammo, the Norwegian-Finnish aerospace company now manufacturing updated versions of the LAW, has introduced several variants. These include thermobaric models for use against enemies in enclosed spaces and enhanced penetration warheads to deal with more modern threats. In 2025, Philippine Special Forces units, especially those operating in Mindanao and other conflict-prone regions, are already using the newer M72 A9 and A10 variants. Let's talk about one of its most significant advantages: training. Soldiers can be trained quickly and effectively with inert variants or simulators. Compared to guided systems with complex electronics, the LAW teaches troops the value of precision, positioning, and timing. The simplicity of this weapon builds confidence, especially for new recruits. There's also a psychological effect. Knowing that infantry are armed with powerful anti-armor weapons changes enemy tactics. Guerrilla fighters, insurgents, or criminal groups can't simply hide behind reinforced vehicles or walls anymore. The moment a team pulls out the M72, it shifts the battlefield dynamics. That's real-world deterrence. Here in the Philippines, We've seen the M72 LAW deployed in real-world operations during the Marae siege in 2017, and more recently in engagements with extremist groups in rural Mindanao. Philippine Army and Marine Corps units have praised the system for its reliability in jungle and urban terrain. Even in muddy or wet conditions, the LAW performs. Now let's address the limitations. Like any weapon, the M72 LAW isn't perfect. It's a one-shot system. After you fire, it's done. There's no reloading. It also has backblast, meaning you need to fire from an open position or risk injuring yourself or teammates. And it requires the user to stand somewhat exposed during firing, making positioning and timing critical. But again, the trade-off is worth it. In a squad of soldiers, you can have multiple units carrying these launchers. Coordinated firepower can be devastating. And with proper tactical training, these limitations are manageable. And in 2025, some interesting tech integrations are being tested with LAW systems. While the M72 itself isn't a smart weapon, some forces are experimenting with pairing it with smart scopes or range-finding goggles that help the operator calculate distance and elevation. This isn't standard yet, but it's on the horizon, and it may help close the gap between simple systems and high-tech guided missiles, giving even more value to the humble LAW. Now, let's talk logistics. In a country like the Philippines, with vast islands, complex terrains, and multiple logistical challenges, transporting heavy weaponry to conflict zones isn't easy. The M72's portability allows units to airdrop, boat transfer, or even backpack in these weapons to remote locations. That's a game changer in archipelagic warfare. And because it's a single-use weapon, there's no need to worry about returning launchers, spare parts, or maintenance. Cost is also a major factor. A single M72 LAW unit costs around $2,000 to $3,500 depending on variant. Compare that to a single Javelin missile system, which costs upwards of $80,000 per shot. For the price of one Javelin, you could outfit an entire squad with M72s, are perfect for budget-conscious militaries like ours. So where does this leave us in 2025? The M72 LAW isn't just surviving, it's thriving. It's being upgraded, reintroduced, and relied upon by forces not only in the Philippines, but around the world, from NATO troops in Eastern Europe to Pacific allies like Indonesia and Malaysia. Even Ukraine has seen extensive use of LAW systems during their defense efforts. And as we look forward, weapons like the M72 LAW show us that simplicity, reliability, and adaptability will always have a place in the modern combat toolkit. High-tech doesn't always mean better. Sometimes, the best tool is the one that works when and where you need it most. For Motor Authority Philippines, we believe stories like these matter. Because they show the intersection between military technology, Filipino defense strategy, and boots-on-the-ground realities. Whether you're an enthusiast, a service member, or just curious about how the world's most iconic weapons still influence today's conflicts, this is the channel for you. Don't forget to like this video if you learned something new, and subscribe to Motor Authority Philippines for more content on military tech, defense news, and gear breakdowns from around the world with a Pinoy lens. Hit the notification bell so you never miss an upload. This has been Motor Authority Philippines. Stay safe, stay sharper, and we'll see you in the next one.